Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Empire Sports Media's coverage of the college basketball national championship. Today's contest, we've got ourselves the two best teams in college basketball set to go toe-to-toe in one corner. The number 2 seeded UConn Huskies, who ended up going out of the East region and made it all the way to the national championship by beating the Furman Paladins, the UCLA Bruins, the Michigan State Wolverines, the Duke Blue Devils, and most notably now the Illinois Fighting Illini. As for the Wolverines, they took on a 16 seed in their first matchup. Then they faced off against St. Louis in round number 2. In round number 3, this is where things got really, really ugly because everyone that played Michigan just got swapped. No questions asked. They dominate their first 2 games against St. Louis and the number 16 seed. Fast forward then to their Sweet 16 matchup. It was more of the same against Alabama. Belt to ass. Tennessee in the Elite 8. Belt to ass. Arizona in the Final Four. Belt to ass. These two teams are set to go toe-to-toe. It's going to be a barn burner as we are ready to get this thing going. Just about 2 minutes short of tip-off. Let's get this party started. Assuming the video will actually play. Alright, I give up. The video's not playing. Whatever. Doesn't matter. We are pretty much also... Wait, is the others going to work? Let me just double check something.
Woke up the snow, got yourself done. Your mama always said you'd be the chosen one. She said, 1 in a million, you got to burn and shine. You were born under a bad sign. Little more than...
Okay, that works fine. How about this one? Seems fine.
It's March! Expect the unexpected!
Nah, it's just that one. Alright, whatever. As we're finally about ready to get this thing going, we've got ourselves our starting lineups for today's game. We've got Terrace Reed Jr. at the center with Solo Ball, Braylon Mullins, Silas Demary, and Alex Caraban. For the Wolverines, it is Yaxel Lindenberg, Elliot Cadeau, Monta, and among others. As here we go, the national championship is officially set and underway. It's Burnett guarding Demary. excuse me. Here's Demary. At the top of the key, swings it out for Alex Caraban. Caraban out for Terrace Reed. Reed goes inside on Martha. Puts up the 2. That won't go. It's tipped. Rebound by Elliot Cadeau. Here come the Wolverines. Here's Lindenborg. Gets it down low. Goes inside. Layup won't go. It'll be out of bounds. Last touched by Demary. So it will be Wolverine basketball. Just a second difference from the clock. No gymnastics feels weird for this year. Here's Cadeau. Off the screen. Looking for Lindenborg. Swings this one out to the right wing. Gets it down low. Mara. One-on-one with Reed. Goes up. Floater is no good. Rebound by Braylon Mullins. That thing bounced around the net for a long time, but it would not go down the cylinder. Still no score after the first minute. Here's Demary out for Solo Ball. Ball gets this one out to Mullins. Top of the key 3. Not even close. Johnson's going to get the rebound. Now there's Burnett out with Cadeau. Cadeau off the screen from Burnett. Cadeau swings this one out top of the key. There's Mara. Back to Burnett. Nice pass from Cadeau. And the first basket of the national championship goes to the Wolverines. 2-0 our score. Just about a minute and a half into the game. Here's Demary out for Ball. Terrace Reed gets it to swim back out to Mullins. Mullins back to DeMarie. Guarded one-on-one by Burnett, top of the key. Swings this one back out for Mullins. Guarded tight by Johnson. Here's Ball. Gets this one up for Reed. In the post. Goes in on Mara. Floater is money. Tyrus Reed Jr. continuing to attack the glass. And we're all evened up at 2. Here's Burnett. Out for Lindenborg. Here's the screen from Mara. Kicks it out. Back out for Cadeau. Gets inside the paint. Goes up on Reed. Beautiful move, and the layup is good off the zigzag by Elliot Cadeau. And the Wolverines retake the lead 4-2. 17.5 to go here in the first. Furman, UCLA, Michigan State, Duke, and Illinois was their road to the Final Four. Here's Tyrus Reed, guarded by Mara. Gets a double team. Nice defense there by Lindenborg. Rims out. Cadeau is there for the rebound off the tip by the Yaks. Here is Cadeau off the screen from Mara. One-on-one at the top of the key. Swings it back out. Here's Cadeau. Tries to go for a lob. It's tipped and out of bounds. It will stay with Michigan. And that will stop the clock with 17:01. Smacked up Howard in round 1. Blew out St. Louis, Alabama, Tennessee, and Arizona. Every game's been a blowout till this point. They came in as 6.5-point favorites today. It's on TBS, by the way. Here's Mara. Gets it up for Cadeau. Cadeau got to get rid of it, and he is fouled. The first foul of the game against UConn, but it's going to be 3 free throws for the Maize and Blue. Not the start that you would want if you're UConn. As Silas Demery picks up his first foul. Morez Johnson, that's his name. Let me get this out to some people. I don't even know we're live right now because I didn't get it out to anybody beforehand. First free throw is up and good. 5-2 our score. Michigan leads. A strong start defensively for the Maize and Blue. Second free throw is down the chute. 6-2 in favor of the Wolverines. Off to a strong start today. We'll see what transpires here for the remainder of the game. But so far, it has been all Michigan after the one floater by Tyrus Reed. 7-2 our score in favor of Michigan. Now here's Braylon Mullins. Gets this one out for solo ball. Goes inside. Tough floater. Off the bounce, it is put back by Tyrus Reed with the tap in. And it's 7-4. UConn cuts the lead down to 3. Now here come the Wolverines. It's Morez Johnson off the screen. Here's Elliot Cadeau. Back out to Johnson. Goes inside. Blocking foul is called. 2 fouls so far against the Huskies. And that will be side out for the Wolverines. Today's definitely not sponsored drink of the stream is Glacier Freeze Gatorade. The giant-sized bottle for a giant game. Here's Yaks. Goes inside. Here's Morez Johnson. Out to Cadeau. Cadeau, top of the 3. In and out won't go. Here's Burnett. Goes inside. That one's blocked. But Johnson's there with the putback. Cleaning up the garbage. And Michigan now up by 5. Yeah, fix where my hat is. Forgive me. There we go. It's way better. 9-4 our score in favor of Michigan. Here's DeMarie. Looking. Goes inside. Has one man to beat it. It's blocked by Morez Johnson. Correction, that was not Johnson. That was Gale, I believe, who just blocked that. Yes, it was. It was number 11. That is Roddy Gale. Absolutely swats Silas at the rack as we go to our U16 media timeout. We'll be back after this.
It's March! Expect the unexpected!
I keep playing the wrong damn ad break. As we are back 9-4 our score in favor of Michigan off the block by Roddy Gale. This is going to be interesting. I'm going to just say it right now. It all is going to come down to whether or not UConn can withstand the pressure of Michigan's perimeter assault, also their attack inside the interior. It is sure to be a fun one tonight, ladies and gentlemen. As of 15 minutes, 42 seconds left. Like I said, first 4 minutes, it has all been the Wolverines. But if the Huskies can get something going, it would have to be quick. Because one thing that Michigan does when they go up early is they just do not let up whatsoever. You cannot let the Wolverines get an early lead and then just let them build off of it. Then you're setting yourself up for failure. Tournament summary. The defending champion has failed to reach the Sweet 16 in 8 of the last 9 tournaments as Florida lost to number 9 Iowa in the round of 32. Two teams overcame a 19-point deficit to beat the two North Carolina schools, UNC and Duke. VCU was trailing by 19 to the Tar Heels, and UConn, obviously, we don't talk about that. I was live for that game and I ended early. Huge regret. I'll never do it again. I'm not gonna be that dumb again. Here is Taris Reed back in this game we play on. What up, Welling? Appreciate you stopping by. Here's solo ball. Guarded by Lindenborg. Gets it down low off the bounce pass to Taris Reed. Goes in on Marth. And he's going to run out of time. That's a shot clock violation against the Huskies. As it looks like the pressure of the Wolverines is really starting to get inside the heads of the Huskies. And Dan Hurley ain't looking too happy. I'm going to just say that right now. And you do not want to piss off Dan. If there is one coach in college basketball you do not want to upset, it is Dan Hurley. And you're doing that with your style of play so far, UConn. Because, let's face it, Hurley's a freaking psychopath. 9-4 is our score in favor of... Yeah, womp womp indeed, I agree. He sucks. Sorry, my March Madness live just crashed for a second, so we're going to be about 15 seconds behind. Yeah, I gotta reboot this back up. Here's a three-pointer by UConn, and that's going to sail out of bounds. Last touch by Lindenborg. This will be Husky ball with 14:46 go. There we go. We pretty much caught back up. Yeah, because DeMary had it, or Demery, excuse me, and Lindenborg got called for the foul. It's the first foul of the game so far on Michigan. If I can find where it is. There it is. 14:44 to go in this one. Here's DeMarie. Caravan, right wing. Gets it down low for Taris Reed. It'll be out of bounds. Off the knee, it'll be Wolverine ball. And just not the start you hoped for if you're the UConn Huskies. Why is the shot clock actually on? We do not need the shot clock. Yeah, we don't need that. Turn that off. There we go. Now we can relax. 4 timeouts on each side in this half. Here's Lindenborg. Out for the 3. In and out, won't go. Rebound by Caravan. Now here comes UConn up with full force. Here's Solo Ball. Gonna launch one of his own. Connects! Solo Ball with the first three-pointer of the game. And it's 7-9 Michigan. Why is the possession arrow on too? We don't need that either. It's too hard to keep up. We don't need the possession arrow. 13:52 our score. Or no. 9-7. I almost said the timer. 13:40 to go here in this first half. Here's Lindenborg. Gets it back out for Martha. Martha over for Cadeau. He's double teamed. Got to get rid of the ball. And he gets the screen from Martha. Cadeau goes inside. Tough layup is good. Count it in. 1. Elliot Cadeau with the left hand goes behind his back. And he's going to set himself up for a good old-fashioned three-point play. That's just a fantastic take. My goodness. How do you like that? Trey McKinney is now checked in. On the floor for the Wolverines is Trey McKinney, Roddy Gale, as looks like Lindenborg's going to take a seat, as is Martha. Or Mara. I keep saying Martha. Mara, excuse me. And that free throw is going to rim out no good. It will be Husky ball. 11-7 is our score. I hit the 3 button twice now by accident. Here's Ross. Back across for Malachi Smith. Here's Ball. 10-footer. In and out, won't go. But a foul called an offensive against UConn. And that is not what the Huskies wanted whatsoever. But this very well should have been an 8-second violation. They definitely got away with one for sure. But with 13:09 to go, it looks like we got a little bit of confusion here between the two coaches. Dan Hurtley's not happy, and we resume play. Cadeau and Johnson have 11 points while the rest of the team has nothing. Here's Lindenborg. Off the screen from Mara. Gets this one out for White. Here's Mara. Goes inside. Won't go. Rebound by Malachi Smith. Here comes UConn pressing it up the floor. Smith gets this one out for Ross. Back out to... it's the big man. I can't remember his fucking name. God damn it. Here's Malachi Smith. Out for Caravan. Back out for Ball. Gets the screen. It was Ribe, excuse me. Here's Caravan. Gonna put one up. And he hits! Alex Caravan in his final college basketball game. Looking to add an exclamation point. Gets a 3 of his own. 11-10 our score in favor of the Wolverines. But a very tight one so far between these two. Lindenborg goes up. And a foul will be called. And it looks like this will be against UConn. So 2 more free throws now coming up for Michigan. Shop your tournament gear all season long on the Fanatic. On the NCAA Shop, a Fanatics experience. I got a little bit of NCAA gear myself. This sweatshirt's not NCAA licensed, but it's still pretty cool. Here's Cadeau launching. That'll fall short. And here comes UConn off the break. Here's Jaden Ross. Denied, but a foul is called. A nice hustle play by Elliot Cadeau, but it will result in 2 free throws for the UConn Huskies. It's a hell of an effort, though. We're going to have some fun tonight. This is going to be a fantastic game. I just have a feeling. As they go to a commercial break, because of course they do. 14-10. Wait, no, it's not 14. It should be 13. Did it hit the 3-point button again? Bro, this is actually pissing me off how much I'm hitting the goddamn point shot button. Now, how did we get here? Well, we already mentioned UConn's run. But let's go over Michigan's again, as it took them, it was a much easier pass for them. I'm going to just say that right now. They blew out everybody they played. They blew out Howard. They had a little bit of a scare against St. Louis, but were able to pick up the win in that contest as well. You then follow that up with a victory against Alabama by 13 points, 90-77. And then an absolute ass-kicking against Tennessee, 95-62. It was ugly. This game was an absolute bloodbath from the very beginning. And then in the Final Four matchup against Arizona, more of the same. It was not good for the Arizona Wildcats. And what amazes me the most is that Michigan has been able to win all these games with showing like little to no effort. It's honestly impressive how they've been playing so far. But bottom line, this all comes down to whether or not you are able to withstand the pressure that these guys play. Because these guys play at a tempo that I haven't seen in a long time. They're fast, they're physical, they're aggressive, they're ball dominant. Pretty much all you can think of. That's how they are. And if you can't match up with them, which so far no one has been able to match up with Michigan, you're going to lose. 11-10 the score. There's the UConn student section. And there's the Michigan one, decked out in the maize. I do think the Michigan color is a little bit bright, but to each his own. As TBS's Tracy Wolfson is standing aside with the Michigan head coach, who probably should, Dusty May, probably ain't too thrilled with what he has seen, especially out of their top scorer, Yaxel Lindenborg, who's done nothing so far. Hasn't even taken a shot yet. Gotta give some Terrace Reed some credit. He has been fantastic so far for the Navy and White. As the first free throw by Ross is money, up and good. 11-11 our score with 12 minutes to play here in this first half. Running smoothly. Yeah, we are. 11-11 our score as Ross goes 1 for 2 from the stripe. Here is Johnson. One-on-one with Reed. Goes inside. Tough fake, and that one is good. Morez Johnson with 2 points of his own. It's 13-11 in favor of the Wolverines. Now here's Smith. Gets this one back out for Eric Reed. Caravan. Back out to Malachi Smith. Guard at the top of the key by Cadeau. Gets a screen from Reed. Smith. 10-footer. Double bounce. Gets the roll, and it goes in. 13 all our score here in the National Championship. 11 minutes to go in the first half. Here's Yax. Dishes this one down low for Melez Johnson. Pump fakes, goes inside, and a travel is called against Michigan. He got caught trying to go for a walk, and he pays the price for it. 5 fouls so far on UConn. Only 2, though, on Michigan. But you cannot do this. Yeah, you're doing a little too much there. Why did it say 12? No, it's supposed to be 2. First turnover of the game so far for the Wolverines. They have been playing very sound defensively, but we'll see if UConn can take advantage. Here's Reed, right in front of the Michigan student section, by the way. Smith, back out Caravan, right wing for Reed, back out for Smith again. Gets the screen. Looks for a man. Gets it back. Top of the key. Pulls up. That won't go. Front rim. Gets his own rebound. Gets inside. It is stripped, but he somehow recovers it. Here's Reeb, left corner. Connects! Eric Reeb knocks one down, and UConn have themselves a 3-point lead. Now here's Lendenborg. Goes inside. No foul, but Johnson is there for the putback. He's got himself his third basket of the game. Not a bad start for Morez Johnson. Looking very sharp thus far. And a steal. Here comes Morez Johnson. Up the floor it goes. Here's Johnson, the lob. Back out. Right wing, three-pointer. That won't go. Unable to connect there are the Wolverines. Now here come the Huskies. The three-pointer has not been their specialty. I'm just go ahead and say that now. Which is a kind of a damning statement, but here we are. 16-15 our score in favor of UConn. Here's Jaden Ross. Swings this one back out for Smith. Smith. Off the screen, Caravan. Looking. Smith gets inside the paint. An easy layup off a beautiful jab step. Gives UConn a 3-point lead once again. 18-15. Here's the lob out for Lendenborg. Yaks. Draws the contact. Basket will not count, but it is a foul against Ross. And I believe free throws now to come for Michigan, as that should put them in the bonus. The big story has been UConn's bench. They have been very solid thus far, especially in the tournament, as they've got themselves 5 points so far compared to Michigan's none. In fact, Michigan's barely seen any scoring outside of Morez Johnson. Here's Lendenborg looking for a three. That won't go either, but another foul is called against UConn. Make that 7 fouls on the Huskies, as they're getting a little bit of deja vu. That's pretty good defense there by Jalen Stewart, but he got screened there by Morez Johnson. I keep saying Morez. It's Morez Johnson. For Christ's sake, Segs, figure it out. Ay, Dios mío. As Johnson now subs out for Michigan, as he will bring back out the big man Mara. Michigan has not had a single three-pointer the entire game thus far. There will be UConn basketball. It was an offensive foul. My apologies. Three fouls so far for Michigan, but 6 for UConn. That did put Michigan in the bonus. Here's a 3 from Mullins. Back of the rim, no. Reed gets the rebound. Back out Stewart. That one won't go either. Mullins got it tipped, but here comes Michigan. Nice rebound there by Will Shetter. Here come the Wolverines. Goes inside. Layup won't go. That one's tipped again by Marr, but it won't fall. Trey McKinney just looking ice cold today, as is the rest of the Michigan Wolverines. Shooting has not been their strong suit today. Here is Smith. Guarded one-on-one by Shetter. Smith, double crossover, looking for a man. Shot clock down to 11. Here is Reed. Gets inside, spins, pump fakes, goes up, does a few dance moves. It's blocked. Here comes McKinney. Wolverines out in full force. Here's the screen by Mara. McKinney goes right wing. Step back, pumps it, goes out for Mara. Inside, layup is good. Another bucket for the big man from Michigan, Addy Mara. Had himself 26 points against Arizona in the semis, which is a career high alongside 9 rebounds. Michigan plus 8 in points in the paint, 14-6. Here is Caravan. Back up for Smith. Back out to Caravan, guarded by Shetter. Here's Reed. Shot clock at 7. Swings this one for Stewart. Stewart goes inside. Tough shot, won't go. It's rebounded again by Stewart, but that one's loose. Scramble for the ball. He's got it. And this one goes back out to Smith. Shot clock at 15. Here's Malachi Smith. And a foul is going to be called, it looks like. I believe it'll go against Michigan. or correction, it was a timeout taken by Dan Hurley. It's been a wild start to this one so far. 18-17 our score. We'll be back after this.
And got the
Ross McDowell struggled all 82. The Knicks not make the playoffs and fucking somebody ruptures some. I would rather all of that shit.
Intercepted! Twisted Ray! Welcome back to the madness. I'm kind of sad that I can only say that for one more day. But it has been a very wild start to the national championship. I'm going to just go ahead and say that now. But we're going to see what comes up next here in these final 7 minutes of the first half. It's been very back and forth between these two sides. There's no doubt about it. The big story has been Michigan with their points in the paint. That being said, they have not hit a single three-pointer this entire game, which so far is paying huge dividends as the referees are on the mic. They're going to say no, they can't hear.
I'm trying to project from the other side of the floor. He's trying to do what we've been trying
Let's get a reading.
years. The previous play was stopped to correct a timing error. The shot clock has been adjusted to 15 seconds. The ball will be out of bounds at Connecticut at the 28-foot mark where the play was stopped to correct the shot clock. You know what?
Okay, so it was a shot clock thing. That's why they stopped the play. UConn gets their timeout back. I don't know, it was a very weird sequence that just went down as Dan Hurley's laughed it up with Tracy Wolfson. Man, I love Tracy Wolfson. She's been doing this forever. UConn has allowed 8 points in the last 9 minutes. That is incredibly impressive. We are on pace for like a 40-38 national championship game. You would think this is a women's game with how low the scoring has been so far. But still a lot of time in the world of basketball. And here is the inbound out to Smith, and we are back underway. Smith back out to the left wing for Reed. Dishes it back out Mullins. Gets inside. Goes up floater. Double bounce. No. Burnett the rebound. Loose ball. And it will be possession to Michigan. But a foul will be called against the Huskies. And once again, Dan Hurley is not pleased. I'm telling you, Hurley legitimately looks like he does a line of coke before every single game. You don't believe me? Just look at his face every time a foul is called. The guy looks like he is doing a line. Honestly, maybe the whole pot, if I'm being honest. So a 1-1 will now follow for Michigan to give themselves a chance at the lead. As it will be number 4, that is Burnett. Namari Burnett, who had 6 points against Arizona with 4 rebounds and 2 steals. Not the most premier shooter for the Wolverines. First free throw is up and money. That'll tie this thing up at 18 apiece. Tune in to TBS MLB Tuesday as the Los Angeles Dodgers take on the Toronto Blue Jays in a rematch of the World Series. Speaking of which, we got to run through MLB scores. We'll do that in a hot minute. So a lot is happening today in the world of baseball. Mets and Yankees both have off days. Mets are coming off a solid 5-2 win and a 3-out-of-4 series win against the San Francisco Giants, while the New York Yankees picked up themselves a solid series win over the Marlins, winning 2 out of 3. Here is Mullins back out to Jalen Stewart. Here is Malachi Smith. Guarded one-on-one by Merez Johnson. Now switches over for Burnett. Correct, that's Trey McKinney. Shot clock down to 10. Here's Smith. Gets inside. Caravan. That one's blocked by Lendenborg. Or correct, that's Mara. Excuse me. A hard block right at the perimeter. And it will stay with UConn. Yeah, that is a grown man shot block right there. Unless they call that a foul. Which that would be idiotic if that's a foul. That's a clean block if I've ever seen one. And they did call it. Must have been a separate foul. As the first free throw by Alex Caravan is up and good. As Elliot Cadeau now checks out for the Wolverines. Got himself 7 points so far, but 2 fouls early for Michigan's number 3. As Caravan's free throws are both perfect. 20-19 our score in favor of the Huskies. Goes inside, and a foul is going to be called. And Lendenborg will go to the line for 2. That is the 8th foul against UConn thus far. .6:17 to go. Here in this first half as Yax goes to the line looking to get his first points of the game. First free throw attempt on the way, and it is good. So Yax is now on the board. He's got his first point of the night. The big story is how dominant Yax has been in this tournament, especially all season for Michigan. He's been their top guy going forward. Have little to no impact so far, as Lendenborg knocks down them both. 21-20 our score in favor of Michigan. And a full court press by the Wolverines as Stewart had trouble handling it. Here's Smith. They got to get this ball up. And he just barely does. Here's Mullins, right wing 3. Nylon! Braylon Mullins knocks down the 3. And UConn has regained the lead, 23-21. I didn't run the clock. God damn it. Michigan cannot respond with a 3 of their own. 5:44 to go here in this one. 23-21 UConn leads. 5 lead changes thus far. Biggest lead is 5 for Michigan, 3 for UConn. Here's Smith. Gets inside, falls down, loose ball, somehow comes up with it again, and spins. This one will go out for a 3, back of the rim, no. Mullins somehow gets in for the rebound. Gets one up for Reed, gets inside, layup won't go, Burnett the rebound, here comes Yax. Lendenborg. And no signal yet, he's got the ball, and it will be possession to Michigan. As a jump ball was called there. Hurley wants to travel, doesn't get it. It's like, I want to travel more with frequent flyer miles, but we can't all get what we want, unfortunately. That is the reality of the real world, ladies and gentlemen. 23-21 is our score in favor of UConn. They lead by 2. Here's the inbound. It's Lendenborg. Out for Trey McKinney. Launches the 3. That won't go either, but a foul on the floor is going to be called. More free throws for the Wolverines. That is 9 fouls so far in this first half for UConn. This will be another 1-1. This so far in the tournament, they've made 11 three-pointers per game. Tonight, they have not made a single one. If Michigan wins this game without hitting a single three-pointer, that would be incredible. As here's the first free throw for McKinney, knocks it through. Or, correct, that's not McKinney, that's Roddy Gale, my apologies. 23-22 is our score. Gale's second attempt. Knocks it down to shoot. 23-23, we are all evened up. Even Steven 5 minutes ago here in the first half. 10 free throws for Michigan, 4 for UConn. Here's Smith, guard at the top of the key, back at the half-court logo. Ross sets the screen off McKinney. Swings this one for Caravan, top of the key. Launches back for Smith. Gets it inside, right wing back out for Mullins. Mullins, step back, looking, 20-footer, in and out. Smith the rebound, back out Caravan. Reed puts up that one, and it's blocked, and it will be goaltending. So add 2 more points for UConn, as that shot was deemed goaltending. Michigan are now inside the bonus plus, which means they will now get 2 free throws no matter what the case is. 25-23. Why does it keep hitting the 3 by accident? This is so frustrating. I can't use my finger. And that shot won't go either. What is happening to Michigan? They just can't buy a shot in this first half. Here's Smith. Gets it out. Here's Reed. Looking back out for Smith. Gets the screen again. The bounce, and an illegal screen is called against UConn. And that will be their 10th foul so far tonight as we go to a quick under 4 media timeout. 3:58 to go in this contest. We'll be back after this, if it fucking works.
It's March! Expect the unexpected!
Knicks ain't no joke. Don't ever say New York choke. Orange and blue flame, the fire high. Who wants smoke? You want none with Brunch, son, and Ananobi. Don't cross bridges. These towns got hard. And you know me, the guard ride dominance. Name synonymous.
You know it's obvious.
And the rapper from Mecca to Metropolis. City lights get brighter when we play. NYC, NYK, NBA, Madison Square Garden. Stars will come. Fan charge to the job is done. Shot drop, shot clock at 1. You get your shot blocked and your ball stole. Robinson.
Look, she back again. It's the Knicks with another dosage. I think you should focus and notice you playing around with explosives. Give me a second, see I reckon you playing around with the weapon. Towns got the rebound, Knicks got the possession. I get to learning your lesson. Next season about to be a beat. And it don't matter to me who really ain't checking. You peep the way we consecutively winning, and we stand up in the garden making the most noise. Your head spinning and we drilling and we coming for the killing. 5 boroughs make noise. Yes, Knickerbocker for life. Say it with your chest. So we ain't never gonna stop. Everything is black. Standing ovation for the Knicks, we right here. Yeah. We all came together, making one thing clear. And we grateful for the energy you brought to the city that we ain't having over a quarter of a century. Thank you.
So an update regarding your New York Knicks. They have themselves a 1-point lead with 1.5 seconds remaining against the Hawks. They're most likely going to pick up a win there. Brunson hit himself a 2 with about 29 seconds to go to give New York the lead. As then Jalen Johnson missed a floater and Anunoby knocked down 2 free throws. McCollum hit a 3 with 2 seconds left. But this game is basically all but over. With 4 minutes to go, it has been a very back and forth, tooth and nail showing between these two squads. As we go through what you missed in Major League Baseball, so far nothing crazy besides the Washington Nationals now leading 9-6, which is a bit shocking. James Wood hit a 3-run bomb to tie the game. The Dodgers are currently up 13-1 against the Toronto Blue Jays. So there's that. Freddie Freeman has 3 RBIs so far today. The Twins leading the Tigers 5-3. Orioles up 2-0 on the White Sox. And I'm just going to run through a lot of these at halftime because there's just too much to talk about. And the game is back on. Game summary, Michigan 0 for 7 from 3. You heard that right. In a national championship, the Wolverines have not hit a single three-pointer today. This has been a wild start so far. 25-23, one of the lower scoring first halves in the Natty. But it's going to be a very defensive game that a lot of people didn't talk about. UConn has missed 8 of their last 10 shots. Michigan has missed 6 of their last 7. It has been just a nightmare shooting performance for both sides today. As Michigan will take the inbound, they've got McKinney out there with Lundenborg, Mara, Merez Johnson, and I believe that is Roddy Gale, the 5 for Michigan. Here is Mara. Ade Mara back out for Lundenborg. Gets the screen, double team from Reed. Here's Mara with 12 to shoot. Spins inside on Reed, gets the double team help. Here is Roddy Gale, goes inside, pump fakes, he's blocked by Mullins, and here come the Huskies. Mullins moving through transition. Gets it back out, Caravan launching. Double bounce, no good. Rebound by Michigan. Here's McKinney, out for Lundenborg. Gonna pull up a 3 of his own. And the Giant just cannot convert one. But another foul called against UConn. Their 11th foul of the first half. We've now entered just 10-plus territory. Hurley's got his friggin' hands. He's just kind of surprised. Or else I have to keep it together. Dan Hurley is pissed. Has 2 more free throws with a follow for Michigan. Let's take a little replay here. I believe they're going to call the foul on Caravan. He did hook Merez Johnson there. So I can see why that's a foul. But the Sleeping Giant, Yaxel Lundenborg. The Sleeping Giant is probably the right name because, my goodness, that dude just cannot convert at all. 2 more free throws are good for the Knicks. 108-105. That should seal it. We are going to get a review.
Play is under review for a hook and hold.
It's under review for a hook and hold, says the referee.
Since again, since 3 officials, Reading, Anderson, and Kissinger, take a look at the.
Now, I'm not an expert on the hook and hold rule, but that's a lot of contact.
Johnson went up there. You can see the hold, and I get it. That's like a night out with Raph. Sometimes you got to hold on.
Let's see. That's an arm hook, and that's a hold. Okay, yeah, so that is indeed a hook and hold. Pretty much textbook, if you really think about it. That is pretty much what a textbook hook and hold is. And the Knicks are going to win this one by a final score of 108-105. A strong win for the Knicks against a fellow Eastern Conference playoff team in the Atlanta Hawks. So that's a nice win for the boys. But yeah, this is going to be a hook and hold against the Huskies. It's going to go against Caravan. So now 2 free throws will follow here for the Wolverines. As they will go for Merez Johnson, who has just some ridiculous pigtail. I don't know who the hell designed his hair like that, but that's a miss, unfortunately. I don't know, that looks terrible. So here is Johnson to shoot the technical free throw. Gets 3 shakes. Bounces the ball 3 times. And he makes the first. I'm telling you, if you're going to shoot a free throw, it's boom, boom, boom. Settle, shoot. Always 3 bounces no matter what. You bounce it more than 3, you're just bound to miss. So here comes his second technical free throw. 1, 2. Oh, he bounced it twice. Look, he's going to miss. Never mind. Makes them both. 2 free throws from Perez Johnson. The first all-transfer starting 5 in national championship game history for the Michigan Wolverines. Yaxel Lendenborg from the UAB Blazers. Perez Johnson from the Illinois Fighting Illini. Ade Mara from the UCLA Bruins. Put that... I missed the graphic. I believe they got Burnett from Alabama. Here is McKinney. Back out from Mara. Goes inside. Lendenborg. Layup is good. Sleeping Giant has awoken. 27-25. The Wolverines back on top. Excuse me. Launches the 3. That won't go. Here comes McKinney. Back out for Lendenborg. Here's Mara. With the drive. Goes in. Layup is good. Ade Mara with a big bucket of his own. 29-25 our score. Michigan up 4 and a timeout taken by the Huskies. And the Wolverine faithful is fired up after the strong defensive showing by the Michigan Wolverines. With 2:24 to go, we'll step aside. We'll be back after this.
Woke up the snow, got yourself done. Mama always said you'd be the chosen one. She said, 1 in a million, you got to burn the shine. You don't remember a bad sound, blue moon in your eye. Woke up the snow, all the red love had gone. Your papa never told you about right and wrong. But you're looking good, baby. I believe that you're feeling fine. Shade my light, don't remember a bad sound. Blue moon in your eyes, let's sing it now.
Tell me and cut the
Ross McDowell struggled all 82 the Knicks not make the playoffs and fucking somebody ruptures some. I would rather all of that shit.
Intercepted! Twisted Greg! Sorry, the end of the break caught me off guard. As we are back, 29-25 our score in favor of the Michigan Wolverines. They've definitely controlled pace thus far over the last couple of minutes. Now, can they withstand that? Can the Huskies withstand that pressure and get some tempo of their own going? The nerves would definitely be setting in if I was a fan of one of these teams, but I'm not. But I'm just hoping that this is a fantastic game. Tune into the madness, sit back, relax, enjoy the show. That's really all I gotta say. If you're new, drop a like, subscribe. We're on the road to 1,000. Make my wish come true, folks. That's really all a man can ask for. Make my wish come true. And no, this is not a Hall & Oates song, but if you could help a brother out, that would be greatly appreciated. As we turn now back to the action. 2 minutes, 24 seconds to go here in the ball game. Just let this clock run down 2 seconds so we can get the time back up. The big story tonight has been Michigan's dominance inside the paint, but the fact that they have not hit a single three-pointer this entire first half so far. Yet somehow, they are still ahead. That shows how good this team is. As another jump ball takes place. Or correction, this is going to be a side out. Here's Caravan with the long inbound pass to Malachi Smith, and we're back underway. Here is Smith back out for solo ball. Gets the screen again. Back out for Terrace Reed. Back out to Smith. Smith looking for a man. Finds his guy. Solo ball launches a three. Connects again. Solo ball with a big three-pointer, and UConn have cut the lead down to 1. 29-28. Here's McKinney. Off the screen, here's Yax. Gets it down low for Mara. One-on-one with Reed. Has space. Dribbles inside. The layup is good. He's just too dominant. You're not stopping that. You're only stopping that. You got Shaquille O'Neal on the other side. Here's Mara. Back out for Solo ball. Ball back out for Smith. Over across for Caravan. Here's Smith. Back out for Ball. Ball looking for Smith. Step back three launching. Hits the backboard. Loose ball again, but it's picked up by Reed. Launching Caravan. Front iron, no. Loose ball, Mara's got it, and he brings this one up for Yax. Here comes Michigan. Lendenborg, guarded by Mullins. That is a mismatch. Here's McKinney with the spin off Mullins. Step back, 10-footer. That won't go either. Michigan cannot buy a bucket in this first half. Here's Smith. Looking back up for Mullins. He's got him at the men's Final Four logo. Mullins. Out across Solo ball. Guarded by Lendenborg. Shot clock down to 8. Mullins inside. Layup won't go. Here's McKinney again. The long pass. One-on-one Lendenborg inside. Layup won't go, but in for the putback. Morez Johnson taking flight in this one. 25 seconds. Or that's Roddy Gale, excuse me. Or no, it was Morez Johnson, I believe. Right? No, it was Roddy Gale. My apologies. No, they have 2 number 11s, don't they? No, they only have 1. Here's Solo ball. Back across Malachi Smith. With 5 on the clock. Reed inside. Layup, no. But a foul call with 2.6. I did not think that was a foul. But what a play there by Roddy Gale. Comes flying in. And able to slam it down. It was Roddy. That's what I thought. Yeah, that did look like kind of a late call. In my opinion. But with 2.6 seconds left, I appreciate the help, Madden. Reed's first free throw won't go. I don't even know how many fouls UConn's. I'm just going to put 12. 2.6 to go. First free throw from Reed's no good. Here he is for his second attempt. Terrace Reed with only 4 points thus far. Very slow starts for both of these dominant big men in Yaxel Lendenborg and Terrace Reed. Am I saying that correctly? Lendenborg? Matt, you're the Michigan fan. Please tell me if I'm saying that correctly. I believe it's pronounced Lendenborg, but let me know if I'm wrong. Here's Reed's second free throw attempt is good. Cuts the Michigan lead down to 4. Now you got to do something as Cadeau checks back in. 2.6 seconds to go. I think you just got to get it in quick and then just send it to half court. They're going to go quick. Here's Cadeau, and I think, did he draw a foul there? No, he did not. That will take us to the end of the first half, 33-29, as both teams go to the locker room. UConn only down by 4. We'll step aside as we've hit halftime. We'll be back in about 5 minutes. Don't go anywhere. All right, much needed halftime break.
and cut them.
Watch Miguel struggle all 82. The Knicks not make the playoffs and fucking somebody ruptures some. I would rather all of that shit.
Intercepted! Twisted Gray! Don't you think this is a low-scoring game? I do. I feel like this is going to be a very explosive second half, I believe. Yes, it has definitely been a low-scoring game. I don't disagree at all. Yeah, I do. Here. Should be like an 8-foot charger. There you go. As Bill Rafferty, Grant Hill looking on. Haven't been a single onions moment on either side, I'm not going to lie. I've been very reliant on defense thus far. And whether or not this will continue will come down to the shooting. But the big story again, points in the paint. Michigan up plus 14 on the Huskies in points in the paint. They have shot 11 for 14 inside the paint, and they're 0 for 16 outside of the paint. Michigan has to get something going. Who do you think about Michigan center NBA potential? Mara, he's a stud. But I believe Lendenborg probably has the most potential out of anybody on the floor. Because Yax is just that damn good. But here we are. The second half is set to begin, and we are back underway here in the National Championship. Here's solo ball, guarded by Lendenborg. Sends this one across for Reed. Here's Mullins, excuse me. Here is DeMarie. Guarded by Burnett. Off the screen. Here's solo ball. Goes right wing. Here's Reed with another screen. Ball gets inside the paint. Back out left wing. Ball for three. That won't go. Front rim. Rebound by Mora. The Hail Mary pass for Burnett. Denied, but a foul. Nearly a huge block, but solo ball is going to end up paying the piper. It'll be the first foul so far. An early one, nonetheless. It's a Hail Mary pass there from Ade Mora. But yeah, that is clearly a foul. It's a good hustle play there by solo ball, but 2 shots will follow for the Wolverines to potentially extend their lead up to 6. Namari Burnett, he's got himself 2 points tonight, but has not hit a field goal all night. First free throw is up and good. As Dan Hurley looks on. Not pleased with what he has done, but he is definitely turning into one of the premier coaches in college basketball. Yes, sir, man, I'm back. Both free throws are good for Namari Burnett. It is a 6-point lead for Michigan. Clock is running. Solo ball's got himself 8 points, but 3 fouls, so he's got to be very cautious going forward. Here is DeMarie back out for Caravan. Caravan guarded by Burnett. Here's DeMarie. Top of the key. Gets it down low. Tyrus Reed one-on-one. Floater comes short. Gets his own rebound and scores. Cashing in on his own mistake. Gets his rebound, and it's back to a 4-point game. 35-31, Wolverines lead. Here's Elliot Cadeau. Back out from Morez Johnson. Here's Mara, guarded by Reed. Double teamed. Back out to the right corner. Cadeau. Out for Burnett. Here's Lendenborg. Back to Mara. One-on-one with Reed. Goes for the spin. Lost the ball. But it's going to be out of bounds. Last touch by Morez Johnson. It'll be Husky ball. With 18:42 to go. Here is Mullins with the inbound to DeMarie. I keep saying DeMarie. It's DeMarie. 4 turnovers for UConn. 3 for Michigan so far. Here's DeMarie back out for ball to Tyrus Reed. Looking for Mullins, and that's going to be out of bounds. So there's another careless mistake by UConn. And Hurley has lost the glasses. Hurley is fed up with what is taking place today for the Huskies. 4 turnovers in the national semifinal against Illinois back on Saturday. They've already got 5 tonight. It's a Glacier Freeze. Lendenborg. Burnett, corner 3. That won't go. 0 for 9 are the Wolverines from beyond the arc. Somehow have not hit a single one, but they've been horrid looks. Here's DeMarie. Guarded by Morez Johnson. Caravan. Here's one-on-one with Cadeau. Across for Tyrus Reed. Gets inside, double jab step. Looking, finally drives to the paint. Met by Mora. Here's DeMarie, tipped by Mora. Here comes Michigan. Lendenborg. Across, here's Cadeau. He can shoot the rock. Cadeau, back out for Johnson. He falls down, and an easy foul call will go against Alex Caravan. The second foul so far for UConn, and it'll be side out for the Wolverines. So there you can see right here, Glacier Freeze. It was deemed that he shot it with 1 second too late, and that's why it didn't count. Yeah, it was. Here's the lob. Johnson can't get it to go. Nice defense there by Alex Caravan. Great anticipation from UConn so far. Here's Malachi Smith, checks back in. The foul on the floor is Smith, Caravan, Ball. As he's unable to connect, there's Marr with the rebound for Michigan. Long pass up for Lendenborg. Here comes Michigan. Yax goes inside, drive, layup, no. Caravan the rebound. Excuse me. Here's Smith. Back out Caravan, pump fakes. Gets this one back over for Smith at the logo. Here's Ball. The drive. Stripped again. It's a nice steal from Burnett, excuse me. Here's Morez Johnson. They're slowing it down. Burnett gets inside, and he turns it over. It's a turnover party, and everybody's invited to watch horrendous basketball being played tonight. Now, the 10 on the floor for Michigan. Last I saw, it's Mara, Burnett, Lendenborg. I think they got Merez Johnson out there along with Elliot Cadeau. Who's the cameraman? For the Huskies, it's Malachi Smith, Braylon Mullins bringing the ball up. As now Roddy Gale is checked in for Michigan, as he will replace Mara. Here's Taris Reed. He's out there with Caravan, Smith, Ball, and Mullins. Malachi Smith has definitely been that two guard that UConn's been looking for off the bench. Smith out to Ball. One-on-one with Namari Burnett. Ball pump fakes back out for Braylon Mullins. Right wing three. Short again. Another rebound, Elliot Cadeau. Here comes Michigan. Cadeau gets inside the paint. The drive. The contact counted and the foul. Elliot Cadeau putting his life on the line in the national championship game. And a chance for a good old-fashioned three-point play. Just what the doctor ordered for the Wolverines. As they now lead by 6 in this one. Cadeau's free throw is money. UConn now trailing by 7, 38-31. Solo Ball is now up to 4 fouls with Silas DeMarie, who's up to 3. So 2 Huskies already in foul trouble. 31-38. Michigan leads. 38-31, excuse me. That one will be a foul called, I think, against Michigan. That'll be their first. It'll go against Roddy Gale. The Michigan student section out in full force. They got the whole yellow jackets and everything. They've been waiting a long time for this. Haven't won a national championship since 1987. They could have won one with the Fab Five, but Chris Webber called a timeout when there were no timeouts left. And they got dog walked by the white boy, Christian Laettner. Here's Ross and a steal for Michigan. Gets inside, layup, no. Johnson can't get the putback either. Reed gets the loose ball. 15:50 to go here in the Natty. We've played just over 4 minutes. Here's Malachi Smith off the screen from Taris Reed. Guarded by Lendenborg. Out for Caravan. Gets inside. The drive blocked again by Gale. Here's Caravan to get an answer. No. Mullins loose, gets inside, and scores off the second chance effort. Braylon Mullins gets himself a huge 2 points. Cuts the lead down to 5. 89, my apologies. Thank you, Madden. That layup won't go, but the foul is called. But I think it's going to be on the... No, counted and one. Another 3-point play attempt. It's Yaxel Lendenborg this time. I thought that was going to be called on the floor. It'll go against Taris Reed, who hit him right square in the head. So Michigan leads by 7. We've played just under 5 minutes to go. We'll be right back after this as we have hit the under 16 media timeout. Welcome back to the madness. 40 to 33 is our score in favor of Michigan. They've been dominating on the glass, and that's the reason why they're winning. All right, I need a New York City artist for tonight. Let's go with who's someone I haven't done yet. I gotta do a Rakim song. Rakim, one of the best rappers of all time, especially in the New York scene. We're just about ready to be back at the action. But every freaking commercial break gotta be 2.5 minutes. Very frustrating that it's taking this long, but so be it, I guess. They gotta make everything extra overdrawn and ridiculous. And now the thing won't even load. I'm just gonna run the clock. I'm assuming that they're back from commercial by now. Spoiler alert. They aren't. Not a surprise. Oh my god. Commercial break in progress. I mean, Jesus Christ. These commercials are actually getting out of hand. That is one thing I'm not going to miss about this tournament are the commercials. I will not miss them whatsoever. It's been a rowdy night in Indianapolis. Husky fans looking for their third ring in 4 years. Michigan looking to reclaim something that was once theirs. They had an opportunity in 2013, but they ran into a Rick Pitino buzzsaw known as the Louisville Cardinal. What made things even worse is that ring would then go on to be basically null and void because of a cheating scandal that involved Pitino and the Cardinal. So not only did they not win the national championship, they lost it to a bunch of cheaters. Basically, how the 2017 Los Angeles Dodgers felt after they thought they were going to snap their 30-plus year drought, or their 29-year drought of not winning a World Series. So it's been in the feels of Michigan fans for a long time because they think that this is finally the team to get it done. They hold an 8-point lead thus far. We'll see if it holds on. This is their largest lead of the game, by the way. I'm just going to let that be announced now. Sorry, my charger just got stuck in between my chair. It's very annoying that I have to keep leaning back over and over to free it from the hellhole that is the tangle. Clock's ahead about 10 seconds, so we're going to park the bus a little bit. No. Ahead. So that shot can't hit. Rebound for UConn. Here is Malachi Smith, and he gets that one to go. UConn cuts the lead back down to 6. This game is going to be all about whether or not UConn can withstand the pressure that the Wolverines have been putting on all night. As another foul is called, this will go against Jaden Ross. In transition, Smith has just been absolutely all over the place. Yeah, Michigan fans looking to end the 37-year drought that has been haunting their program since the days of Yonder. And this will go out of bounds. It'll be last touched by UConn, so we'll stay with Michigan. 4 fouls for the Huskies, only 1 for Michigan here in this first half. Cadeau got to just chuck it up. And it is it'll stay not a backcourt. Here's Yaxel Lendenborg. Gets inside. Or corrects, that's McKinney. The spin. 2-pointers good. Trey McKinney knocks one down. It's back to an 8-point lead for Michigan. And here comes the press. Braylon Mullins. One-on-one with Roddy Gale. Gets to the Final Four logo. Here's Mullins. Back across for Smith. Caravan. Pump fakes. Gets it out. Mullins. Left corner 3. They need this and it won't go. Reed gets the rebound. Here's Ross. Back out to Mullins. Gets inside. That won't go either. Caravan's tip. No. Third chance effort is good. Some tough defense there by Michigan, but not tough enough for Alex Caravan. He's got himself another bucket. It's a 6-point game again. Here's Cadeau. Gets inside. Layup is good. I got all these damn 3-pointer calls, and I can't use them. Because no one can hit a 3. Here's Smith. Looks for a man, he gets off the screen. McKenny's right there, and so is Lendenborg. Here's Reed, one-on-one with Mara. Tries to push off a little bit, gets inside. Tough take. The double bounce won't go. Yaks with another rebound. Here comes Michigan. Lendenborg up with full force. Gets another screen, this time from Roddy Gale. Lendenborg, one-on-one with Mullen. That's a mismatch. There comes the help from Malachi Smith. Cadeau! There's the first three-pointer! Elliot Cadeau knocks it down from Narnia. And Michigan have a double-digit lead, 48-37. And you could hear the energy from the Chrysler Center in Ann Arbor. The largest lead so far from the Michigan Wolverines. Their first three-pointer of the contest puts them up by 11 as Dan Hurley's got to call a timeout. With 12:47 to go, Michigan just 12 and a half minutes away on ending a 37-year drought. We will be back, but right after this. They can't hear me. Hang on 1 second. Mic's on. Should be coming in. Let me double check. Yeah, my mic's coming in pretty clear. You should be able to hear everything. Here comes the help from Malachi Smith. Cadeau! There's the first three-pointer! The audio is coming in fine. It must be a him issue. Yeah, there you go. Now you got it. Still got a lot more commercials left, unfortunately. Maybe about 3 more ad breaks. And I know this as someone who worked in college basketball this year. You get... Hold on. I believe there's 4 media timeouts in each half. You got you're under 16, you're under 12, you're under 8, you're under 4. Then, in the second half, the first media timeout is always the float over. There's the floater is what they call it. Then you've got a U12, U8, U4. There you go. You're done. 8 media timeouts in total. Big story today has been Elliot Cadeau leading the charge for the Wolverines, and he has finally got Michigan their first three-pointer of the day, or night, whatever you want to say. It doesn't matter where you're watching. Elliot Cadeau has definitely been the difference maker so far today for the Wolverines. He's got himself 15 tonight. I believe he leads all scorers. But here we are back underway. Here's Jaden Ross out for Taris Reed. Looking for a man. He's got Braylon Mullins. Swings this one back across for DeMarie. With Cadeau. Out for Ross. Double teamed again. Ross looking for Caravan. Launches a 3. Back iron, no. Rebound DeMarie. Gets it back inside. And a foul called a hard foul will go against Michigan as Ross just got dropped. And free throws coming up for UConn. Jesus Christ, that was a hard foul. Nice block attempt, though, by Trey McKinney. Oh, it was Montreal. Yeah. Actually, no, Johnson got the first piece of it. No, that's clearly a foul. I mean, it hits him right in the arm. Like, his arm kind of bent that way. Yeah, that hurts me especially because I just worked out today for 2 hours. Shit hurts. First free throw is pure. Big difference maker again between these two teams have been the points in the paint, as UConn is getting dominated. Both free throws are up and in. It's back to a 9-point game. We'll see if Michigan can start to put the pressure on UConn, because they are not fully getting desperate, but they're starting to get desperate a little bit, the Huskies. Still got a lot of time left in this one. Here is McKinney. There's the screen from Lendenborg. Here's Johnson. Morez Johnson looking for a man. There's Shetter right on the elbow. Johnson got to get rid of him. He's only got 10. Here's Cadeau guarded by DeMarie. Cadeau gets inside. Layup blocked by DeMarie. And here comes UConn, the fast break. Jaden Ross launches the three. That won't go. Rebound again by McKinney. There's Shetter. He gets inside. Goes up. Layup. No good. Rebound by Caravan. Here comes UConn on a fast break of their own. Mullins gets through Cadeau. That one's blocked by Johnson. And it'll stay with UConn. What a wild sequence just went down on the other end of the floor. Are they seriously going to another goddamn commercial break? Are you kidding me? We're already at the under 12? Oh my god. No, I'm staying here. This is ridiculous. 2.5 every time? Seriously? That's what we're doing? That's just so dumb. Why does this tournament have to have so many damn commercials? It's getting ridiculous. I'm gonna just go ahead and say it now. Why does there need to be so many? I don't understand. I get the media timeouts is one thing, but 2.5 minutes? Every single time? Really damn frustrating, that's for damn sure. My god, are they actually making an anthem? Are they seriously doing a Knicks Twitter anthem? That's fucking awesome. God, I love this fan base. And we are still at commercial break. Jesus Christ, man. This is getting ridiculous. Oh my goodness. Like, I don't understand it, bro. Yeah, I'm sorry, Samuel L. Jackson, but your ship has sailed, my brother. It, the Capital One commercials just don't hit anymore. I'm sorry to have to burst your bubble. That's just the reality. Here's Tyrus Reed back across Braylon Mullins. 11:26 to go here on the second half. Reed gets inside. Floater's good. Tyrus Reed Jr. cuts the lead down to 7. Now here's Cadeau. Could he respond? No, but he gets thrown to the ground. No call is made. Here's DeMarie. Off the screen from Mullins. DeMarie. Looking, finds Caravan. Caravan from Mullins. In and out. Unfortunate bouncer and a skunk dead. The referee gets taken down. Possession of Michigan. The wild sequence. Morez Johnson has it. DeMarie pushes him, and they both just collide into the official. Last game of the year, man. Can't hold anything back. (48-41). Michigan up 7. UConn shot 5 for 15 in the first half from 3. In the second half, they are 0 for 8. Michigan shot 0 for 8 in the first half from 3. Second half, they're 1 for 3. Here's Mara, out for Lundenborg. Sets the screen. Yaks pulls up, launches, short again, tipped in front, and here comes UConn. Stewart, the drive, blocked by Lundenborg, but right there is Ross. He's blocked as well, and here comes Michigan on a fast break, but Mara's got it. They're going to slow it down a little bit. No call. The refs are just letting them play. I love this. This is basketball. Here's McKinney, the drive, layup. No, the tip-in is there. Morez Johnson, Michigan back up 9. This is the physical basketball that I love to see. Please, more of this going forward. And it looks like a timeout got taken. I believe against, it was on UConn, it may have been. Was it a foul? I'm not sure. But a nice putback there from Morez Johnson. Was a foul against Michigan. Johnson, that's his 3rd. Now here's DeMarie. Out for Ross. They got to start scoring quick. Here's Reed. Gets inside the paint. 15 on the shot clock. 50-41 our score. DeMarie pump fakes. Gets inside. Dribbles. Off the floater. Won't go. Rebound by Gale. And he's fouled again. It'll be a jump ball, but possession for UConn. What a 90-minute. Yeah, dude. I love it. This is defense, man. I love this shit. I live for games like this. Low scoring, defensive battle. Listen, I'm fine with good shooting, but I love if you play physical. That's what I love. Physical basketball. Mullins inside. He's blocked again. Morez Johnson, have yourself a night. Here's Lundenborg for 3. In and out, won't go. Rebound again by Gale. Here's Yaks. Inside Morez Johnson. Gets through 3 defenders. Stolen by Caravan. Here come the Huskies. Gets through everybody. Layup is good. A tough, hard take to the rack for Alex Caravan. And it's back to a 7-point game. 50-43. Here's Mara. Out for Lundenborg. Here's Mara with another screen. Yaks launches. Airballs it. Hits the front of the net. As the disastrous night for Yaxel Lundenborg is continuing with earnest. But Alex Caravan in his final college basketball game, not holding anything back. With 8:43 to go, 50-43 the score. Swear to God, if this dude comes back next year, I'm going to lose my mind. And here we go. 8:40 to go in this one. 50-43. Why did I say 52? It's 50. Here's Caravan. Up for DeMarie. DeMarie gets inside. Across for Reed. Reed off the screen again. Here's DeMarie. The drive, the layup, the finish. Back-to-back buckets. It's a 5-point game. UConn is starting to get close. 8:16 to go. Michigan's missed their last 7 of 8. Gale inside, spins, fakes, layup, no. Caravan the rebound, make that 8 of 9. Here's Caravan, up for DeMarie. Silas, at the top of the key, center court. Up for Caravan, gets the screen. That one's tipped, stolen by Gale. Here comes Michigan off the fast break. Gale, the lob, Mara throws it down! Ade Mara with authority! It's a 7-point game once again. Here's Braylon Mullins. Up for Silas DeMarie. 10 turnovers for UConn today, as Michigan's defense is absolutely swarming. Caravan, pump fakes, launches the 3. Short again. Stewart tried to save it. It goes off his palm. And it'll be Michigan basketball as we hit the under 8 media timeout. Ade Mara and the Michigan Wolverines leading the charge. 7:16 to go. We will be back. But first, a word from the New York Knicks.
Knicks ain't no joke. Don't ever say New York choke. Orange and blue flame, the fire high. Who wants smoke? You want none with Brunch, Sun, and Ananobi. Don't cross bridges, these towns got hard. And you know me, the guard ride dominance. Name synonymous.
You know it's obvious.
And the rapper from Mecca to Metropolis. City lights get brighter when we play. NYC, NYK, NBA, Madison Square Garden. Stars will come, fan charge till the job is done. Shot drop, shot clock at 1. You get your shot blocked and your ball stole. Robinson.
Look, she's back again. It's the Knicks with another dosage. I think you should focus and notice you playing around with explosives. Give me a second, see I reckon you playing around with the weapon towns. Got the rebound, Knicks got the possession. I get to learning your lesson. Next season about to be a beat. And it don't matter to me who really ain't checking. You beat the way we consecutively winning. And we stand up in the garden making the most noise. Your head spinning and we drilling and we coming for the killing. 5 boroughs make noise. Yes, Knickerbocker for life. Say it with your chest. See, we ain't never gonna stop. Everything is black. Standing ovation for the Knicks, we right here. Yeah. We all came together, making one thing clear. And we grateful for the energy you brought to the city that we ain't having over a quarter of a century. Thank you.
All things New York Knicks and more, especially in the NBA playoffs. Follow the Knicks in their 2026 quest for a Lombardi. For a Larry O'Brien trophy right here on Empire Sports Media, the home of all things New York sports. We've got ourselves Mets coverage, Yankees coverage, soon to be NFL draft coverage on this channel, the National Championship, Big East ball, St. John's basketball, all that good stuff, fun, flash, pizzazz. If it's New York, it's here, because everybody knows it's New York or nowhere. I just came up with that on the spot. It's New York or nowhere. Cut to the Axel Lindenborg, get it? That's my tagline from now on. If it's anything New York, it's here because everyone knows it's New York or nowhere. I don't know. I gotta figure something out. Game summary, the big story, the 3-point shots. UConn is 5 for 24. Michigan's 1 for 14. The points in the paint is definitely evened up. UConn now only minus 10 in points in the paint. But Michigan's got 6 blocks. That is another huge story for this game tonight. But yeah, Ade Mara not playing around today. 7:16 to go. Here we are back underway. 52-45. Michigan leads. Here's Cadeau. Off the screen from Burnett. Cadeau, the lob to Mora again just goes too far out. It'll be UConn ball. Horrible pass there from Cadeau. He tried to go back to the giant Mara, but just a little bit too far off to the right. Or if you're at the game, to the left. Take it back now, yo. 3 UConn players in trouble. Silas Demary, solo ball, and Terrace Reed all with 3 fouls. Morris Johnson with 3 fouls for Michigan. So 4 players in foul trouble. Here's DeMarie, guarded by Cadeau. DeMarie swings this one down low for Reed. Gets inside, poked loose, but it will be a foul called against Mara. It'll be the 4th foul on Michigan tonight in this second half. As Lendenborg and Johnson both on the bench. Yax is shooting 2 for 10 from the field. 0 for 5 from beyond the arc. 7 points in 31 minutes. Morez Johnson and Elliot Cadeau are legitimately carrying this team. Here's Terrace Reed back out for Silas DeBerry. Mullins back up for Reed. One-on-one with Mara. Gets inside. Floaters an air ball. Rebound by McKinney. Here comes Michigan. Trey McKinney gets inside, goes to the rack, can't finish, but a foul called. It'll go against Jalen Stewart. So 2 more free throws now to come for Michigan. I believe that's Jalen Stewart who just shot that. I don't think that was anybody else. No, Stewart fouled him. So now 2 free throws for Trey McKinney. The lighting has gone dark. It is almost 11 p.m. here on the East Coast. It's a late night indeed, that's for damn sure. $53-45 the score. Michigan up 8. Trey McKinney 1 for 7 from the field tonight. 3 points. But 7 rebounds. That's the big difference maker today for Michigan's number 1. Both free throws are up and good. 54-45 the score here in the national championship game. Here is Reed. The inbound goes to DeMarie. Or that may have been... Was that Mullins? That was Mullins. Here's Silas DeMarie. Gets inside from the Final Four logo. There's Terrace Reed. Meets him right there. Here's Ball. Guarded one-on-one by Burnett. Across Caravan. Back out to Ball. Launches the 3. In and out again. It's tipped loose. Mullins gets it. Caravan pump fakes. Gets inside on Lendenborg. Tough shot, no. But a foul called against Lendenborg. So 2 free throws now to come for Alex Caravan. Again, all defense today. Oh, both sides of the ball. Excuse me for yawning. It's been a very long week for me. Yeah, my Florida trip. Yeah, me going to my uncle's house for Easter yesterday. It was very nice. Had a shit ton of food. Yeah, all is well. Caravan's first free throw is no good. Off the back of the rim. Now that brings me joy watching Alex Caravan miss free throws. That dude gets 1 million free throws a game. Caravan misses both, but Reed gets the offensive board. Here's DeMarie. Gets inside. Back across left elbow. DeMarie launches. That won't go either. Rattles out again. Burnett. Here comes Cadeau in Michigan. Up for Lendenborg. Gets through. Layup is good. Yaxel Lendenborg, the sleeping giant, may or may not be awake. It's an 11-point lead again for Michigan. Here's DeMarie. Back across Mullins. Can they respond? Oh, yeah! Braylon Mullins with a huge three-pointer. Knocks it through with 5:21 to go in the second half. And another timeout taken by Dan Hurley. This will be a 60-second timeout. 56-48 our score. We will be back after this 30 seconds. Oh, never mind. It's 30 seconds. Never mind. That's actually great. I love that. Now 2 timeouts remain for Dan Hurley's Huskies. A big spot here in the final 5.5. Yaxel Lendenborg finally has awoken in this contest after being injured against Arizona mid-game. It didn't matter because that game was an absolute bloodbath. But he has definitely been taking the contact, that's for sure. But he has been getting down and dirty inside the paint, doing what needs to be done. He's averaging 19 per game in this tournament. Tonight, he's got 9. It has not been a good scoring day for anybody on Michigan, unless your name is Morez Johnson or Elliot Cadeau. Let's see what the referee has decided.
In the backcourt, let Cadeau. He's running out. Fine by Cadeau.
They are looking at this push from Cadeau as Demery then provided a bowling ball effect with McKinney going down, and very fortunate that nothing bigger came of that.
Ouch. Demery got shoved by Cadeau, who then went tumbling into Trey McKinney.
So the extended timeout. These guys catch their breath for the final push. 5:21 on the clock.
You know, everybody looks for opportunity when you're in one play.
The refs decide anything? No? Alright, great. Let's play basketball again. .520 to go. Michigan's up by 8. 56-48 the score. Both teams having a poor shooting performance, but it all comes down to the final 5 minutes. Here's Mara. Across for Lendenborg. Gets inside. Floater from 10. Double bounce. Triple bounce. No, but Lendenborg says, screw that. I'm finishing the play. It's back to a 10-point lead for Michigan. He's got himself 11 on the night. Here's Demery. Michigan is back up to plus 14 points in the paint, 36-22. Solo ball. Across for Jaden Ross. Down low for Caravan. Out to the right wing. Mullins pump fakes. Launches again. Nylon! Braylon Mullins. You cannot stop him. Mama, there goes that man. It's a 7-point game again. He's got 11 on the night. 9 of them off of 3-pointers. Here's Mara. Elliot Cadeau. Inside, back across Lendenborg. Off the screen from Ross. Yax gets inside, draws the contact, he's fouled. So it'll be 6 fouls for UConn. That should put Michigan in the bonus. So only free throws for the remainder of the game. But somebody's got to stop Braylon Mullins, man. This dude's going mental. 2 shots to follow here for the Yaks attack. 81% free throw shooter. The first one's up and in. (59-51). Wolverines got themselves an 8-point cushion. Looking to add on to it. Second free throw. He's got it. Lendenborg sinks them both. We're back to a 9-point game as a substitution will follow as Yaks will take a seat. Met with a big ovation from the Michigan faithful, but we're back underway. 4:07 to go here in the national championship. Here's Jaden Ross. Off the screen again, here's Demery. DeMarie. He's got to do something. Trapped by Cadeau. Finds Mullins. Gets inside the foul line. Puts up a tough shot. That one's blocked. Reed's right there. But a foul called again against Michigan. This will go against Mara. So that will now put UConn in the bonus. As we have hit the under 5 media timeout. 6 fouls on each side. Who's bringing home the national championship? Stay tuned after this.
Knicks ain't no joke. Don't ever say New York choke. Orange and blue flame, the fire high. Who wants smoke? You want none with Brunt, Sun, and Ananobi. Don't cross bridges, these towns got hard. And you know me, the guard ride dominance. Name synonymous.
You know it's obvious.
And the rapper from Mecca, the metropolis. City lights get brighter when we play. NYC, NYK, NBA, Madison Square Garden. Stars will come, fan charge till the job is done. Shot drop, shot clock at 1. You get your shot blocked and your ball stole. Robinson.
Look, she's back again. It's the Knicks with another dosage. I think you should focus and notice you playing around with explosives. Give me a second, see I reckon you're playing around with the weapon towns. Got the rebound, Knicks got the possession. I get to learning your lesson. Next season about to be a beat. And it don't matter to me who really ain't checking. You beat the way we consecutively winning. And we stand up in the garden making the most noise. Your head spinning and we drilling and we coming for the killing. 5 follows make noise. Yes, Knickerbocker for life. Say it with your chest. So we ain't never gonna stop. Everything is black. Standing ovation for the Knicks, we right here. Yeah. We all came together making one thing clear. And we grateful for the energy you brought to the city that we ain't having over a quarter of a century. Thank you.
Welcome back. Final 3.5 minutes. Who is taking home a national title? Will it be the Michigan Wolverines for the first time since 1989, or will it be UConn cementing a dynasty of their own? Find out on the other side of these final 4 minutes, or 3 minutes and 45 seconds to be more specific. 60-51. Michigan's got themselves a 9-point lead. But it all comes down to this. As everyone knows, the last 2 minutes of a game could be worth the entire game. Here we go. Hopefully it's no more breaks from this point on besides like actual timeouts. But yeah, you never know. The big story has been Michigan's defense as the Capital One rewarding performance. 6 blocks and 6 steals for the Wolverines. Their defense in the paint has just been outstanding tonight. As Yax is going to check back in. May go down as a rather forgettable national championship if you don't like scoring. If you don't like defense, and this may not be your cup of tea. But as someone who adores defense, this is what I live for. I love games like this. It's beautiful. I want more of this. As Terrace Reed now goes to the line to shoot 2 free throws of his own. He is a 60% free throw shooter, but he has been potent tonight. Gets the double bounce. First one's good. Cuts it down to an 8-point game. The 5 on the floor for Michigan is Elliot Cadeau. Yaxel Lindenberg's out there with Roddy Gale. Alongside him is number 15, Ade Mara. And then it's Trey McKinney. Will complete the 5 for the Wolverines. As for the Huskies, you got Alex Caravan out there with Jaden Ross, Silas DeMarie, Braylon Mullins, and Terrace Reed round out the 5 for the UConn Huskies. Terrace Reed with now his 4th double-double of the tournament. Loose ball, it will stay with Michigan. It was last touched by Braylon Mullins. 3 minutes and 35 seconds left of what has been a very gritty and sandpaper natty. Roddy Gale going to send the long inbound pass out to Elliot Cadeau. Cadeau. Across from McKenney. Gets inside. Bounces off of Ross. Fall away jumper is short. Caravan gets the rebound. Here comes UConn. 3:15 to go here in the game. It's DeMarie. One-on-one now with Cadeau. Caravan off the screen. DeMarie. That one's tipped, but he gets it back. Guarded by Lundenborg. And it looks like we're going to get another foul called. This will go against UConn. An offensive foul and a legal screen against Taris Reed. Not gonna lie, Cadeau sold the hell out of it. But Dan Hurley's angry. So here's Elliot Cadeau. Up the floor again. 60-53 the score. 2:50 to go here in the game. It's McKenney. Back out to the left corner for Cadeau. Off the screen is Mara. Cadeau falls down. But it looked like they called a time. They called a timeout? No, it's just another foul on UConn. So that will send Elliot Cadeau to the line with a chance for 2 free throws. Yeah, he trips him. Pretty obvious call, in my opinion. Did not mean to open that. Michigan has made 16 free throws in a row, but I'm assuming he's going to miss this one. Oh, no, he actually did. He made it. Streak goes up to 17. No announcer jinx there. I mean, I thought for sure that that was just a recipe for disaster in terms of the announcer jinx. Cadeau is a 69.4% free throw shooter. He has been Michigan's best player tonight, outside of Morris Johnson. He is perfect from the stripe. It's back to a 9-point game. Michigan leads 62-53. 2:40 to go here in the second half. Solo ball. Out for DeMarie. They got to get buckets and get him quick. DeMarie. One-on-one. There's Roddy Gale in his face. Out for Caravan. Launches the three. Bullseye! Alex Caravan with a massive three-point shot. It's back to a 6-point game. 2:20 to go. Here comes the full court press. UConn trying to trap. Here's Roddy Gale. Michigan is still 1 for 14 from the three-point line, which is remarkable. It's tipped away by Reed and a steal. Taris Reed, did he keep it alive? Yes. Finds ball. That won't go. A huge miss there for UConn. Now here's Cadeau. Inside. There's Morez Johnson. Gale kicks it out. McKenney. Step back three. Bullseye! Trey McKenney knocks down a huge three. And we've got onions in Indianapolis. Timeout. Dan Hurley. Wow, what a shot. A minute 45 to go. Trey McKenney puts the Wolverines up by 9. On the other side of their 30-second break, we'll stay right here. What a shot. Michigan fans are preparing a storm. 1 timeout left now for UConn. 2 for Michigan. Let's take a look at that. A beautiful step back three. Trey McKenney with ice in his veins. Gives Michigan a 9-point lead with a minute 49 to go. Still a lot of time left, though, in this game. Here we go, back underway. It's Mullins upside with solo ball. They started 0 for 10 from 3. They're now 2 for 5 since. Here's Ball. Up across for Silas DeMarie. DeMarie for Caravan. Gets inside. Here's Ball. Back out from Mullen. Shot clock at 10. Ball puts up a tough three. That won't go. Caravan's there. No fouls called. But finally, a whistle. And it'll be free throws for UConn. I mean, I don't know how it took that long to call a foul there. I did think that was very clean defense for the most part, but free throws coming now for Tyrus Reed, who's probably their worst free throw shooter, but he's been very solid tonight with 11 points, 3 for 4 from the stripe, as he rims in the first one. Cuts the lead down to 8, a minute 23 to go here in the second half. Tyrus Reed is perfect again. It's a 7-point game with a minute 23 to go. Couple substitutions as Stewart now comes in for the big man Reed. He's having himself a fantastic night. And here we are, back underway. It's the full court press. McKinney up for Lundenborg. Now gets this one back out. It's Roddy Gale. They're going to let this clock run as far as they can. Elliot Cadeau, one-on-one with Silas DeMarie. And a very, I don't know about that. That I did not think was a foul. Make that 9 fouls for UConn. And that, I believe, is going to be all for Silas DeMarie. I did not like that call at all. As Silas DeMarie has indeed fouled out for the remainder of the game. As 2 more free throws now for Elliot Cadeau. He's been 6 of 7 from the free throw line tonight with 17 points to his credit. First free throw coming up. This will be a 1-and-1 as now Malachi Smith checks in for Jaden Ross. Probably the last we see of him tonight. 2 clutch free throws potentially for Cadeau. First one, he sinks the front end. Back to an 8-point game. Michigan is 22 of 23 from the line today. Make that 23 of 24. Only 1 missed free throw the entire game by the Wolverines. Here's Smith. Trailing by 9 with a minute to go. Off the screen looking for a man. It's Caravan. Back out from Mullins. Lets one go. That one's short. And it looks like an over-the-back foul is going to be called. It'll go against Johnson. So add a 1-and-1 coming here for UConn. I believe it was Caravan, they're going to say, got fouled. He got pushed in a solo there. With 53.5 seconds, Caravan will be shooting the 1-and-1. First one, knocks through the front end. Jaden Ross is out there with Alex Caravan. Caravan's out there with Braylon Mullins alongside with Malachi Smith. It's back to a 7-point game. 67-60. Still a little bit of time left. But Michigan's got to hold on to this basketball. And there's the trap again. McKinney had it and he lost it. A jump ball, and that will be possession of Michigan. So a huge break. Dan Hurley legitimately looks like he just put his face into a mountain of cocaine. Yeah, that very well could have been a travel. I don't know how I feel about that call. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Gotta call that. 48.8 seconds remaining on the other side of a 30-second timeout. Things are getting dire for UConn. And that is the last thing they needed. the best team in college basketball for the majority of the season may finally just have the storybook ending that they've been waiting for 37 years. As 2 more free throws will follow for Trey McKinney. Never mind, they're just going to inbound it again. 9 fouls for UConn. And they nearly throw it away. Lendenborg somehow saved it. It will be out of bounds. Last touched by Yax. It's a valiant effort, but unable to connect there. 45.7 seconds to go here in the ball game. Charger's right here. It's like an 8-foot charger or something like that. I don't know. It's long. Yeah, you should be good. 45.8. Hurley legitimately looks like he just drank a bottle of lean. My goodness. There's the long inbound pass to Braylon Mullins. 44 seconds left. Mullins gets inside, looking back across ball. He's got to chuck one up, and he hits! Solo ball! Somehow knocks down a huge 3. It's a 4-point game now. The bank is open at 11 p.m. in Indy. My goodness. How the hell did he hit that shot? As another 30-second timeout. There's still a lot of basketball left. I can't even lie. Or are they going to say that was only a 2? That was a heck of a shot, by the way, from Solo Ball. But is that only, I think his foot was on the line. That should only be a 2. Yeah, I don't think that's a 3. That looks like a 2 in my eyes. The hell of a shot, don't get me wrong, but take a look at his foot. It does look like... So he lands in front. Let's see. No, the foot is not on the line. That is a 3. That foot is in front of the line. That is going to be a 3-pointer.
Press break. The ball down the court, and pretty much the game could be in theirs with 37 seconds left.
Field goal is a 3-point shot.
A massive shot for Solo Ball has given UConn new life with 32 seconds to go. But you need another stop. That is the next step, is another stop. Here comes that full court press again from UConn. And they're just sending them out. They go. It's McKinney. Up for Cadeau. Cadeau. Out for Johnson. They're just dribbling it out. And finally a foul called. UConn is now... Michigan's now in the double bonus. So it'll be all 1-and-1s from here. It'll all be 2 shots from here on out. Both teams are indeed in the bonus. You gotta hit at least one of these if you're Roddy Gale. But you prefer to hit them both, so that way you can keep it a 2-possession game. Because if UConn does end up getting a 3, then they're in a great spot to potentially get back in this game. First free throw, rims out! With 29.9. Only the second miss for Michigan this entire game from the free throw line. He misses both! Here comes Mullins alongside Malachi Smith. 24 seconds to go. Smith looking. Back across Caravan for three. That's short. Rebound by Michigan. And a jump ball finally called. Foul number 11. Caravan had to hit that shot, but he comes up empty in the biggest spot. With just 11 seconds left, it's pretty much academic from here on out if you're Michigan. As Trey McKinney will get a chance to potentially seal this game and the program's first natty since 1989. The Fab Five got to national championship. Since that 1989 ring, Michigan has known nothing but pain and suffering in college basketball. In 1992, they get to the natty with the Fab Five. Chris Webber, Jalen Rose, Juwan Howard. It was the greatest, one of the greatest teams ever in the history of college basketball. Jimmy King, Ray Jackson, Juwan Howard, Chris Webber, Jalen Rose. We're all freshmen, by the way. In 91. 1992, they get to the national championship. They're outdone by the white boy Christian Laettner. 1993 is the infamous, well, you know. Chris Webber calling a timeout when they had none. They beat Seton Hall in 1989, but since then, nothing has gone their way whatsoever. 2013, Trey Burke leads them to the national title against Louisville. They come up short again. Even worse for Ann Arbor, after they won a football national championship, they then got to watch Ohio State win a national championship. And they haven't been here in years. McKinney's first free throw is good. (68-63), a 5-point lead now for Michigan. The second one is up, and it's good. It's a 6-point lead. UConn's got to go in fast. Smith gets inside. No. Loose ball. It's thrown out with 3 seconds to go. Caravan's got to do something, but it doesn't matter. For the first time since 1989, the Michigan Wolverines stand alone. The 2026 college basketball national champions. For the first time in 37 years. They have done the impossible. The first ever all-transfer starting five now has a ring to their cabinet as Michigan wins their second national title in program history. The drought is over. No more curses. No more Chris Webber. No more Rick Pitino. No more Connor Stallions. The Wolverines have a title to show for it. And no one can say that it's tainted. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be all for us here at Empire Sports Media's coverage of the national championship. We'd like to thank everybody for joining us all season long. We got a lot more content coming up with the NBA playoffs, especially led by those New York Knicks. So stay tuned to see what comes next as Michigan has done it. They have finally won the national championship. The final score, the Wolverines 69, the Huskies 63. I'm JJ Seglu saying so long and good night.